Woo! I'm finally able to record now. Hey y'all, I am back again with another video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ray. You can follow me on all of my social media media platforms, all under the same name, just Ray. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. This is not gonna be a very long video, but it's long overdue. I was supposed to record this last week, but a lot of stuff was going on. This is my take on, is Sweet RAMIR a scream queen or actually a horror heroine? Okay? Because I know some of you might have paid attention to me changing it from scream queen to horror heroine in my bio, and you're like, wait, but I call myself sweet, but I am sweet, but Willa, right? What, Willa, wait. I thought you wanted to be a scream queen. I thought so too. But the divine had other plans, okay? So here's my take. Is Sweet a scream queen? And the answer is, drum roll. Yeah, y'all get it. No. Hell no. Sweet is not a scream queen. I'm going to tell you why she is not a scream queen. Scream queens are basically a damsel in distress. They're typically the final girl. A lot of them are white tea women that look a specific way. A lot of them are the typical muse in horror. If you know, you know. If you are a horror fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I mean. Now, there are some that are not all horror films, because there are some that are not like that. But traditionally, we're talking about traditional, you know, what it is. If you go on Wikipedia, if you go on Google and you type in scream queens, if you go on that Wikipedia page and you look at all the scream queens that are listed, majority of them are white women. Just as simple as that. Okay? And so I wanted Sweet to, I said I wanted to be a scream queen, but I also wanted to not be the same. I didn't want to be the black woman that was depicted the same way in horror as we've been depicted before. Like, I wanted the main character to be something very different. I didn't know at the time what exactly, but in my mind, I'm thinking Sweet is a scream queen. But the more that I wrote this story, which I have to let y'all know that this is something that is being channeled through me. It is for me. It's written for me. It's for y'all to enjoy as well. But there are other forces that are channeling through me to write this story. Forces that I work with, that are working with me to write this story. So I don't always jump into each chapter or each thing already knowing what it's going to be about. I just write the title basically and go from there. And I hear certain stuff or I see stuff in my mind's eye and I type it. And sometimes I don't realize what it is until afterwards. Sometimes I don't even realize exactly what I wrote until days later. Like I could, just an example, chapter 3. I just got finished chapter 3 of book 2. It may not come to me until about 3-4 days later what is the symbolism and everything in chapter 3, because it's channeling through me. And why it's like my mind goes into another place. It's like I'm here but I'm not here. Spiritually, I'm somewhere else. Spiritually, I'm communicating with other spirits, other forces that are helping me with this story. Sweet is definitely me. The character is definitely me. But I feel like it's a part of my higher self. I feel like it's my future self, because I'm currently writing. The book 2 takes place in the year 2028. I'm currently writing the future about Sweet. This is my future. Sweet is my current self and my future self. It's all happening in real time. It's all happening right now. So I just want to let y'all know that. So when y'all ask me certain questions about how long the book is going to be, how long each chapter is going to be, I don't know. I don't know until I get there. I'm just being real. I'm being honest. I don't know. When I first wrote the first book, Sweetness, I didn't know it was going to end at chapter 18. I didn't know when the book was going to end. I didn't know. Everything is aligned. I'm telling you, the divine is working with me. Whoever come across this video, whatever you believe in, some people believe, whatever you believe in, whether it's Jesus, Krishna, I don't know, whatever you believe in. If you believe that a power can work through you to help you accomplish something, believe me when I say there is something working through me. God, my ancestors, my spirit team are working through me in this book. I have never written something that has emotionally hit me to the point where I find myself crying about some of this stuff, y'all. Like, seriously. Like, certain chapters, before I wrote them, I cried. After I wrote them, I cried. When I'm planning stuff in regards to this story, I'm crying. Not because I'm sad, but because of how much heart, how much power, how much of me I'm actually putting into this. So it's not something that I'm just writing just to be writing. But I can only, I know it will. I don't want to say hope, but I know it will. The same thing that I'm putting into this, the right people are going to feel it, and it's going to evoke something, if that's the right word, but it's gonna move something within them the way it's moved me. So I just wanted to put that out there, because this is really something that I'm passionate about. I've been writing for years. I've been using the Wattpad platform for years. If y'all find my old stuff, y'all find it. Some of the stuff I am not posted about, because I look back at it, I'm like, what in the world? But it was me during that time period, okay? But what I will say is that this is something that I'm proud of. I'm already grateful for it. I'm already showing gratitude for it. And I'm thankful for everything I went through the past 5 years to get me to this point, to be able to write this, to be able to do this. This is something that's out of my comfort zone. Does anyone remember? Because there's a few people that's been following me for years, because I went through many different transitions and deleting and remaking and stuff with my platforms, y'all. So this ain't really my first go around. People that have been watching me for a while, I would say at least since 2020, 2021. If you've been around me since then, do y'all remember the character that I had named Cassandra Levin? Please tell me y'all remember that character. Please tell me y'all remember that character. It's like Cassandra was not me at all, but it was me pretending to be someone else. But Sweet is actually me. So it's like I took that idea. It's like it matured and revamped, if that makes sense. I am getting off topic. We were supposed to be talking about if Sweet is a scream queen or a horror heroine. Baby, Sweet is a horror heroine. She is not a scream queen. And I'm going to tell you why. Sweet was not the final girl because everyone else around her died. Sweet was the final girl because she was chosen. She was chosen by God. She was chosen by her ancestors to defeat the Rose Eater. Sweet was chosen before she even reincarnated back on this earth. She was meant to do that. The Scream Queen, the final girl, was the final girl because everyone else around her died and she was just the last one standing. Sweet was chosen, not because of everyone else around her died. Sweet is not a damsel in distress. Sweet did not wait for anyone to come save her. She did not. She did not lean on the masculines in her life to save her. She did not lean on the Shah. She did not lean on Asmodeus. She found her own power within herself. Nor did she let those masculine energies distract her from what she was supposed to do. She did not. Sweet is a horror heroine. Sweet saved herself so she could save her bloodline, so she could be able to save other people. Listen to what I'm saying. Sweet saved herself so she could save her bloodline, so she could save other people. Don't let that go over your head. Don't let that go over your head. Because what I just said is going to make a lot more sense when we get more into depth in regards to book 2. Based off of what I was just told y'all about it, I kind of got some intuitive messages about book 2, or some dreams about book 2, as well. Why I know, why I can tell y'all a little bit about book 2 without going into detail. And also, I don't know how long book 2 is going to be. I do not know how long it's going to be. I just only know what was shown to me. Because I am somebody that is, I'm clairvoyant. I'm also clairaudient. I am a psychic medium. It feels weird saying that out loud, because I've pushed those parts away from me for so long, to the point where it's like I can't ignore it anymore. And people that have been in my close friends list know that I told y'all that it's gonna get to the point where I can't ignore it anymore, and I can't. And I think a part of me, well, I know a part of me accepting myself and accepting my gifts is through writing sweetness. And y'all, Sweet is obviously a witch, okay? Sweet is obviously a witch. What is Ocean? You will find out what Ocean is soon. That's all I'll say. Osmodeus is a demon, and then, Nashad is now deceased. But she's a horror heroine, y'all. She's a horror heroine. And I made a I made an image. I have not posted it, but I made an image of Sweet lifting up her middle finger at a Scream Queen. I did it to be funny. I did it to be funny because she is not that. And I was like, I was thinking about, I was like, yeah, this character is definitely more than what I thought. Because you know how you go into something and you think it's going to be one way. I mean, like I told y'all, this story originally was going to be called Sweet's Revenge. And I had this story, I got the idea for this story back in 2024. But now that I go back and I look at old stuff that I've written, old pictures, characters that I've created, this energy of sweetness has been brewing up for years. That's why I said that I sit back and I wonder. I was like, is what I went through these past 5 years, was it destined for me to go through? Was I supposed to go through this? Or was it destined, or did it really take me 5 years? Or it was destined, no matter what had happened, I was gonna go through that. Because if I had not have went through what I went through these past 5 years, I would not be able to write sweetness. I don't know what I'll be doing, to be honest with you. I don't know what I'll be doing. I don't know. And some of my friends that have been around me for a while, they tell me all the time that they're proud of me, because they know how hard I struggle with writing something and not completing it. How hard it is for me to be consistent. How hard it is for something happens to me personally, or I hear something that I don't like, or I withdraw from people for months at a time and not bother with anyone, as a way of protecting myself. I isolate myself from everyone, including the people that care about me the most. I isolate myself from them because something happened. Or I get too scared and I get too afraid and just pull myself back completely. Kind of like how, if I'm not mistaken, the lady that wrote the book To Kill a Mockingbird, if I'm not mistaken, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but when that book got bigger and got a lot more press, she withdrew herself from everybody and really didn't talk much or anything, because she didn't expect the book to get that big, or whatever the case may be. I have an issue with that, but I mean, sweetness is going to be, it's going to be what it's going to be, but what I'm saying is that before tragedy happened and my dad passed and everything like that, where I was in the energy of being consistent in creating, I had certain things that would happen to me, or people would say certain things to me around the time where I didn't feel confident enough to speak up for myself, where I would withdraw my energy and withdraw myself and spend like months at a time off social media because I'm busy doing shadow work. I'm busy trying to figure out, why do I keep doing this? Why does it keep happening? Thinking something was wrong with me. But it's okay when you go through things to just, pull back a little bit, be to yourself, but don't stop. Don't stop. If there's a goal you're trying to accomplish, a dream that you're trying to pursue, you may get tired, you may get discouraged, you may get frustrated, upset. That's normal. You're a human being. It's normal. But don't stop, keep going. Don't stop, keep going. Regardless of your nervousness, regardless of what goes on in your head sometimes, keep going, keep going, keep going. Because you don't know what could happen. You don't know who's watching you. Everyone that watches you silently does not mean that they're watching you with malicious intent. Sometimes things happen in divine timing. Don't stop. Don't stop. Okay? Don't stop. And that's what I've been telling myself. So when y'all see me commenting on under my own posts and things like that, it's because I'm not waiting for nobody else to do it. I'm not hoping and wishing that people will comment under my stuff. I'm going to comment under my stuff. I'm going to tell myself those things. I'm going to tell myself I'm proud of myself. I'm going to speak power and protection over myself. I'm going to tell myself I'm beautiful. I'm going to do it. If you do it too, that's fine. That's fine. I'll accept that too. But where I see myself going and where I'm going in life, I'm going to have to do a lot of things myself, and I'm completely fine with that. But I'm going to have to do a lot of things for myself. Some things, we got a lot of stuff around us that could assist us with what we're trying to do. Me, I be using AI generated images. I don't care how anybody feels about it. When I'm able to, I do plan on hiring real illustrators, real artists, real editors, and things like that. When I'm able to pay them properly. Because I'm not finna have people do this stuff for me and not pay them properly. Okay? So, Lord, they are going off the hinges right now. I hear my spirit tell you they saying a lot right now. It's like I hear it's like they're at a table and they're all talking about what I'm doing right now. And I can hear the whole conversation going on while I'm trying to talk to y'all. I said that I wasn't gonna make this video that long. It's already 18 minutes, but what I will say, back to the topic at hand. Sweet is a whore heroine. And Sweet saved herself so she could save her bloodline, so she could save other people. She's a horror heroine. She is more than a scream queen. Do not call her a scream queen, because she is not that. I know I made a couple of videos saying that she was before I realized that that's not what she is. And yeah. But also, too, the whole tagline, love is the greatest sacrifice. Love, the greatest sacrifice. The reason why, I don't think I ever explained that, so I'm going to explain that right quick. Because love is the greatest sacrifice. What do you okay, so the Rose Eater was willing to sacrifice Sweet because of the love for just having control. Just having control, being able to do what you want to do, being able to cause mayhem. Asmodeus loved Sweet so much that he wanted to help her, but then he sacrificed his chance of being with her because he loved her, and he has to obey spiritual law. Nashar, also somebody else that loved Sweet. He was sacrificed because of his love for the industry. He wanted to be in the industry. He wanted to be in the He was, well, it wasn't like he sacrificed himself, but he was sacrificed because he was on the way to that audition. He was on the way. But his love for music industry and the arts and everything kind of adjacently led him to his demise. Sweet's mother, which her name is Charity, her love for the church and her love for pleasing everyone else made her sacrifice herself. And at that note, I'm going to end this video because I just realized a wasp just flew in my room. So with that being said, I love y'all so much. And bye, because what the hell?